Hi there, welcome back. I have you propped up on a Kleenex box and a DeGrazia picture. I kept this picture back because I wanted to show you because look how cute it is. Isn't it so sweet? She's at her Singer sewing machine sewing away. So I have you propped under the other picture I got today at Goodwill, but I wanted to share that. This is one of my favorite Southwestern artists, and it's called Sewing Machine by Ted DeGrazia. And I'm going to have a short on my other channel, my main channel, Flying Pig Thrifts, how I'm going to clean that up because it's a little dirty. But you're balanced precariously, but you're up higher, and I think you're going to be okay. I think I'm going to title this video, should I call Guinness World Records or something, because I might have accidentally be making the world's largest blanket. This is a temperature blanket. If you are new here, welcome in. I've been working on the temperature blanket since the beginning of the year, obviously, and I decided to do the highs and the lows because I wanted there to be a color combination. I didn't want to just all be the same thing, even though we did have a cool patch there, and it was just blue, 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 blue. And so it says 28 inches by 28 inches was January. And so that's that one. I did finish February. So I wanted to give you a look at the edge of February. Not the edge of night. Wasn't that a soap opera? I think that was a soap opera. It turned out super pretty. I liked how the color changes towards the end. We're getting into some warmer weather, so I ordered another gray because that is going to be, I think that's in the 60s or 70s maybe, but I'm expecting this color to be more prevalent. You'll see it a lot more. I'm just getting over a cold, and I think I still have cold brain. Words are hard for me. But we have Seraphim is the purple. I think there'll be a lot more Seraphim and avocado and gray in March. I have not started March yet because what I did is this has one border of white, and this one had 28 days. So, and this has had 31 because it's January. So what I did is I bumped it all the way up to 31, and then I did a border as well. And then I just sewed it together with what I call a mattress stitch. My friend Colleen at Fleetwood Finds, she is on Instagram and she sells on Whatnot with her friend Michelle. She is an avid crocheter, and she suggested this is how I connect them, don't crochet them, but to do an invisible stitch. And I said, what's that? And so in knitting, I call it a mattress stitch. It's how I stitch up my critters, so there is no seam. So at the moment, you really can't see, like here, there's the white here. So kind of just is blending in. But I think once March is on this side, the white border will be a little bit noticeable. And then it'll probably get another thick white because I think, white goes with anything. And I think that will offset everything as well. You can see this is huge. This is almost like a really skinny twin size blanket already. It's but they are the same size, so that was exciting. I have a lot of ends to weave in. I won't show you the back, so you stay impressed. So you stay impressed with how the front looks. So this was January. Put it back here so you can see it. And also, if you're new here, my daughter picked out the colors. I didn't pick out the colors because I was too wound up about what colors I should have. So you could see here, we had some cold days. This dark blue, the brighter of the blues is the coldest temperature, and the warmest is this avocado so far. So we started off with a warm day, and then we ended with some warm weather as well. I really do enjoy it, but I suggest that if you are going to do it, you do have to stay on top of it and don't run out of yarn. I need to order again. I've gotten all my yarn from Knit Picks. It's Knit Picks Bravo worsted, and I need to order some more white because I was knitting a panda. I think I showed that in the last video. I kind of messed up on it, and then it got pushed to the side, and I used up the rest of the skein of that white yarn and started in on the next one. So definitely need to have some white on hand. I will insert some footage here of some yarn that I got from Knit Picks. It was on sale, so that's what this footage is that you're looking at now. I wanted to do an unboxing, and then I thought, no, I'll unbox it, but I'm going to add it to this video. So here we are. This is everything that I got. They were having a blue sale. And so there's the gray and the blue that will go towards the temperature blanket. I was afraid I'd run out of sky, even though I think we're kind of past the super cold days. And then the gray, I had used most of it on an elephant that has also been pushed to the back burner. And so I realized I don't have any full skeins of it for the temperature blanket, so I ordered some more. And I'd had an idea in the back of my head to make dishcloths, and so I took advantage of their blue sale and ordered a lot of blue 100% cotton yarn. And here it is up close. So they were having a sale, like I said. This is Dishy worsted weight blue twist, and I thought that these would make two really nice dishcloths together with a nice pair. And I thought these two could go together. This one is, what is this called? Cup and Saucer Multi. I think those would look nice together, complement each other. And this one I already started, is called Kenai Twist. And there's the Kenai Peninsula in Alaska, so maybe that's why I was drawn towards it. And then this, the solid, the Kenai. Those two go together. I was going to do a washcloth. I was going to crochet it in that moss stitch that I'm doing the blanket, because I think it looks so nice how, once you get going, how these all fit together so nicely. I thought that looked nice. But I couldn't figure it out. For some reason, maybe it's the cold. I should just blame it on the cold. I could not figure out how to start it. And because of because of how the yarn is made, I wonder if I could pull an end here on this one so you could see, because I started with a twisty one. Let's pull out, there we go. So it was, see how it's twisted right there? So it wasn't as tight. The colors were getting longer. Oh, it's blurry. There we go. The colors were getting longer and longer because I was pulling it out and pulling it out. So I thought, just knit it. You'll be happier if you knit it. And I was just winging it. So I went by how big I think it should be, and it was way too big. I think I had 80, and it was like, don't do the blanket again. So I narrowed it down. I think this is 48 because I have 4 on either side is garter. This is just garter, so you knit every row, and then it's knit on this side and purl on that side. And this knits up pretty fast. And it's kind of mindless knitting. You can watch YouTube or whatnot or Netflix and just knit away, and pretty soon you're done. So that is another side project. And then I also wanted to show the mystery shawl that I've been working on. And last time I talked about short rows, and I showed some progress on the shawl, and I was doing really well, and then I got sick, I would say Sunday evening. I was like, oh boy, I've avoided it. It's coming for me. You know, you know how those family colds get around. They're gonna find you, whether you hide or not. So last time you saw this, it was a little bit smaller, and I was worried about it puckering. Well, it's fine. So spoilers, if you are doing only yarn in the building, knit along, because I'm going to show you what it looks like. Here is what it ended up being. So it was to here, and then these were the stitches. I was kind of worried about them puckering, but they didn't, and I think that they will block right out, which is always kind of funny, because it's like, oh, you block that right out, block that mistake right out. These are the little teeth. This right here, these are like little teeth. Those were fun. Those were scary to work with, because you drop all the stitches. And then these were fun. These were just left and right facing. That was a neat. So there's tons of different stitch patterns you're doing. Then you're doing the teeth again, and then you did another cityscape. And then you picked up the stitches you had on a holder, and you are doing the cityscape going that way. So it's right now, let me stand up here so you can see. It's kind of a V shape. I did look at the spoiler picture when I was done, and it looks just like this. So I know I'm doing something right. I am am going to film myself doing this short row so you could get an idea of how to do short rows. And I will try, if there's a repeat of these teeth, I will try to film myself doing that. The short rows will definitely be on this video because I have another building to do, because there's usually, let's see, where'd it go? There's usually 3 buildings and this only has 2. So I will definitely, you'll see that on this video. And then later on, or maybe it'll be a short, it'll be, and I was thinking this is like the world's scariest stitch because of how you just boop, drop these stitches. But the way you knit into it, they're there. It's safe. It's going to be okay. Okay, I'm going to show you how I do a short row and the directions that I am doing next. With the contrast color, you're going to knit 13. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Then you're going to do the short row. So what you do is you bring this working yarn forward, slip the next stitch from the left to the right, put the yarn in back, put the stitch that you just slipped back on the needle, and continuing to put that yarn in front. Then you are going to turn your work without taking any of your stitches off. And now I've turned my work, and then you are on the wrong side and you are going to knit to the last 2 stitches with that red or contrasting yarn. Where did I go? Where are you? There it is. So I'm just going to knit back 1, 2. Well, you don't really have to count. You just have to go to the very last 2 stitches here. Da, 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 da. This is the knitting music. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. All right. And there are the last 2, and then you knit these 2 together. Pull it off, and let me show it to you. So now you have done a short row. The knit 2 together at the end of the row, that's not necessarily a short row. The short row technique is when you wrap your yarn around that stitch that you have slipped. And so then the next row, I will take the green color and I'm going to knit the whole row. Then I'm going to come back and only knit down to here, make a short row, knit back, and then knit all the way. And that's how you do a short row. So that is what I've been up to this week. So we have the mystery. We're doing the, always doing the temperature. It's never far behind. It's always lurking. I have to start on March, and then the mystery shawl, and then the dishcloths, because I want to sell those on Whatnot, kind of have a maybe handmade sale, not sure. Some other things that I've made, or I might just sprinkle these washcloths in, like pop them into a sale every once in a while, see how they do. And they're fun to make. This yarn is so soft. It is nice to work with, because sometimes cotton yarn is very tough on the fingers, and this is 100% cotton. Where is this made? Does it say made in India? Maybe that's why it's so soft. So even like this, it's super soft. I also, when I just saw this just now, this reminded me, on Whatnot, someone was selling little vignettes. So it's very popular, it seems like, that you would have, let's see, you could have a stone, and then you could take a candle, and then maybe you have a little ball of yarn. This is really lame looking, but you have like little things and you put them together and it makes a little vignette. And that was a terrible idea, but you get the idea. So she had, you know, that cotton thread that's very thin. It's usually for crochet, and it was more popular, I think, back in the day when ladies would do doilies. You've seen that. It's Aunt somebody's cotton. I think it's somebody's, Aunt Lydia's cotton, or am I thinking the pillowcases? but you've seen it. I'll insert a picture. And what she did is she made it into a vase. She added some silk flowers to like inside here, and then took the yarn and like stuck a little something Eastery. It was so cute. It was such a great idea. I don't know if I screenshotted it because I thought, oh, that's so clever. And I used to use that yarn as leader yarn when I would make yarn. I never worked with it, but I will definitely try to, I'll insert the picture of the yarn I'm talking about, and hopefully I did take a screenshot. I think I did, but that's another idea. If you just have some yarn sticking around, you could even, like, if you had this, well, if you could kind of work some silk flowers in there and have a little vignette for yourself, and then you could pull it down and be like, hey, I need that yarn. Oh shoot. I hope that your week has been very productive and you've gotten a lot done on your project. I had to stop. I'm at the point in the cold where it has like this little nagging itch, and I almost made it all the way through, but I had to stop and get a drink of water. As I was saying, please leave in the comments what projects you have started on. Maybe you're working on the temperature blanket. I know someone in here, it definitely has to be starting on that temperature blanket. I love the support that you've shown me on this new channel. It's given me some like an extra boost of energy when you're like, oh, what can I show them? Well, I'm just going to share my projects. I did say in the last video that I wanted to get out and film a local yarn shop, but because we've been sick, I haven't been able to do that. It's still on my radar. So hopefully next week I'll be able to go to a local yarn shop and film around there. I'm looking forward to that. So leave a comment what you've been up to. Maybe you haven't. Maybe you've been sick too. I just love reading what you have to share with me. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll catch you on the next one.